Thank you for purchasing the two-door split combo Robe. Shortly we'll teach you how to assemble it, but firstly you're going to need some tools. So we need to make sure we have a hammer, Phillips head screwdriver, and finally you'll need an Allen key. You'll find this in your hardware kit. Firstly we'll start with your shelves. To do the shelves we'll need to get the cams. Okay, when placing your cam in position, make sure you use the arrow is towards this end and just push it down. Okay, there's the arrow to the forward, just there, so it's pointing towards this end of the product. On two of your shelves you'll notice some holes. These are for your pins. Okay, now it's very important when you insert these pins in, the first one has cams facing you, or face up, and on the second one there'll be no cams showing at all. It's very, very important you do it in this order. Now that these shelves are ready, we can now move on to do our ends. We'll get our first set of ends set up. On your left hand end, you'll notice there's some holes, no holes here, through this area here, which is your draw runners. On the right hand are your draw runners, these holes here. Okay, so what we want to start with is this end here, the left hand end. I think it's easiest to put your edge towards you. Okay, so this side's showing no edge, and this side is the edge. This is your front. So placing it down, this is the top of your cupboard now. This will be the bottom of your cupboard. So we'll start with placing the pins, once again, into the holes they need to be in. So now that the 6 pins are inserted there, we need to put on our hinges. Okay, so open your little bags up. In your kit you will find your screws, your hinge plates, and your hinges. It's really important when inserting your hinge plate in position that you put the longer side towards the edge side of the end. Okay, now the end's all prepped, we can now put our shelves into position. So we'll start from the top. Okay, so we start at the top of the cupboard. Now the first one, we make sure the cams, once again, are to the top of the cupboard and edge strip is to the front. So we just slide it down there. Now we'll lock that into place using the Allen key. The second one will be, once again, cams face up. Okay, now we can move to the last shelf. Now this time it's cams up, pins up. Now we can insert our rails. This is the toe rail. This is our top rail. On our top rail you'll notice it's got an edge on it. What we need to do, we'll start with the toe rail. You'll find you've got some little dowels here, 5mm dowels, just mostly pushing it into position. Now we'll take the top rail and repeat, but using the 8mm dowels. Now we can put our toe rail into position. Now it's important when putting this rail in place that the edge is on this side, the bottom side. And now we're ready to do the division, which will join onto these 2 pins here. Firstly, we need to put in the cams once again. 4 cams. Once again, we need 2 pins. Now we need to add the draw runners. Really important now. Okay, this is the top. So when you're putting it into place, it'll be flush to the edge side. The wheel's onto the bottom. And you should see, if it's in correct position, 2 holes. And what we do, we just screw that into place. Okay, now we can insert the division. You will need a helper. So just bring it up on top like that. And just one at a time, push back on your shelf slightly. Once again, secure using your Allen key. And now we're ready to put the other ends in position. So basically your right hand end is exactly the same process as the left hand end, but you will need to add your 2 draw runners, which we did on the divisions. So just follow the same process and you should be fine. Now we need to put the last shelf in position, the little smallest one. The cams down. Once again, lock into position with your Allen key. Now we can add the end. Positioning all your pins and dowels. Just slowly bring it down, everything lining up. With your Allen key now, we'll tighten all the cams again. You need to turn it on its good side, so the edge side now will have to be face down. Very carefully. Okay, now we can put your backs on. Okay, now you got your 2-piece backs. Basically what we do, we normally just put them on top of your cupboard and then try and square it up the best you can. So it looks fairly even on both sides, top and bottom. So just walk around it and sort of check it out. It also is easier when nailing to mark on your end, if I just lift that up for you, where your shelves are in place. So you mark on the side here, then you can get a ruler or something just to mark it across so you put your nails in and you won't miss your shelving. Line yourself up, just draw a line across. If you've marked it in the correct position, now that will be centre of that shelf. Now that we position the back in place, we'll start nailing from the bottom and work around up this end. I'll leave about 10 to 12 centimetres between each nail. Now that we've got to the top end of our cupboard, we need to insert our joining strip, flat side and your dome side. Now slide it in. It's important when you're putting your joining strip in to push it all the way down until you feel it touch the shelf, and then that's in the correct position. Then continue nailing back down and around. Okay, when nailing the back going across this way, on the top of the cupboard you need to go the full length, but on the bottom the shelf finishes just halfway through, so you just need to nail to the middle of your back there. Okay, now we need to put your little feet in position. So normally we go about 2 fingers down, and normally where the rail is, so just on the rail, so it's roughly about 2 fingers once again. We're lucky enough to have a workbench to assemble our furniture on, but at home you can do this, assemble this totally on something clean and flat on your floor or even on a table at home. It'll be fine. Okay, now we're ready to do our doors, so we need to prep them all up. So now we need to place our hinges into place. Okay, you'll need to repeat this for your second door as well. And now once that's ready, we'll hang the door. To hang the door, you basically just need to align your hinge with your hinge plate. Now that all 3 are in position, you need to tighten your screw. Now we're going to build your drawers. So this is your drawer front here. So when you're doing this part, place it down with the holes, the shorter side away from your body. Now with your drawer clip, just L for left, R for right, so just bring them up into position, and then you screw into position. Okay, now we can move on to your drawer bottom. Best to place it on the bench as we have here, the 3 holes away from you. These are our nice metal drawer sides. Now with drawer bottom, we just need to move it to the end. So these 2 pins here will allocate to these 2 holes here. So we'll just assemble that now for you. Now we can turn this over and put our back into position. Holes to the back and screw them into position. Okay, now we can put the drawer to the drawer front. So just pick it up and align. There you have your drawer. Now you still need to add your handles. And there you have your finished drawer. You'll need to repeat this so you can finish the other drawer off. Now all we need to do is put our hangrail in. So you need to get your hangrail support, and that's just a matter of pushing it on those 2 holes there, pushing it into place. All that's left to do now is just put your hanging rod in over the top and just pull it down. Okay, now you got your cover caps. Just go around to where all your cams are and just basically push it on to cover it up so it looks much nicer. These last 2 caps here will go into these holes on top, and just to put it in position, just tap down. Okay, now I'll show you how to adjust your doors, just in case you want to close that gap up a bit more. So just open your door up to your hinge, loosen off the screw here, and just adjust on this screw here in or out to make your adjustments so that it'll move the door sideways here. And once again, important to make sure you secure it once you've adjusted it. And just check your doors again. There you go. You can also adjust your drawer front up and down. So come around to the side, you release once again that screw, and underneath that you'll find the second screw, and that adjusting it up, screwing in or out, will adjust the height. And once again, it's very, very important that you lock it in position. There you have it, your 2-door split combo, fully assembled.
Bedford has 4 robes available as part of our wardrobe solutions range, where these robes are the same height, colour and style, but each one offers you different practical options for storage. They're the perfect addition to any home, and all of these robes can be purchased at your local Bunnings store.